welcome to round 2 of the Fireside video series, and in this I just wanted to try to use some third-party evidence to really try to validate a little bit who we are and who I am, and perhaps lend some legitimacy to what I'm going to be talking about in the videos to come. Much of my involvement with this, I guess, really started back in the 90s when I had tested 32 joint supplements to see if they matched the label and found that only 2 did. And that really prompted me to start, at that time, the National Association of Equine Supplement Manufacturers, which ultimately joined with the National Animal Supplement Council and was folded into that organization. I was a founding member of that, and I serve on the board of directors. So that's just a little bit of background as to why this, I think, is important. So coming up on the screen now is the copy of a letter from 2000 from the Florida Department of Agriculture, and they started a program in 2000 where they'd send an inspector out in the field, buy a product, test it, send it to a lab, see if it matched the label claim. And as you can see as you read this letter, and obviously you can freeze the frame here, the variation off label claim was 0%. So in the course of this illustration, I want to just quickly skim through what you'll see is 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. It kind of goes on. Again, I'm not going to try to be redundant here. The last letter we got was in 2012, which is on your screen now. Again, same letter. Again, variation off label claim was 0%. So I'm hoping that is at least showing you that Grand Meadows has been operating at a very high level in terms of our products matching our label claim. Doesn't necessarily mean our products work. Maybe our formulas suck, but at least it seems that we're able to make a product that matches label claim. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you was the results of a FDA audit on our plant. We were going to Australia, and the NASC audit materials would not be accepted by the quarantine authorities in Australia, so we had to have an FDA audit. So on the screen now, you're going to see the first page, which is kind of boring, but I just really wanted you to see the top of it, where it's got the report for compliance, and it's got the fact that it's FDA. Now we go to the second page, and again, most of this is pretty boring, but if you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see our score of 145 points out of 150, or 96.7%. So I think that's a pretty good score. If I got 96.7% on a maths test at school, actually I'd probably have fallen off my chair. The last piece I'm going to show today, I mean, I have a lot of other documentation, but it would be really boring if I kept doing that. But the last one is a letter from Dr. Wayne McElrath. And as you look at the screen, Dr. Wayne McElrath is probably the most widely respected researcher on joint disease. He heads up Colorado State University's orthopedic department. He's a former president of the American Association of Equine Practitioners, and he was kind enough to write me this letter because I was doing a lot of international travel and trying to meet various heads of equine departments at universities in different parts of the world. Because Wayne is basically known by every single veterinarian, large animal veterinarian around the world, it certainly helped me. But in the third paragraph, again, freeze the frame, but in the third paragraph, I hope you'll see, again, this is just this third-party validation I'm talking about, that Grand Meadows and myself have been very involved in sort of bringing accountability, manufacturing standards to an industry that basically didn't have any. So with those documents, I'm hoping we're at least giving you a sense that Grand Meadows and I have been very involved in the whole process of bringing standards to the industry, and that those records of tests, matching our label claim, the FDA audit, all will hopefully serve to give you a little bit of confidence that what I'm going to be talking about in the coming videos is actually worth listening to. Or, well, no, I'm hoping it's going to be worth listening to, but you can at least give some credence to what I'm talking about. So in the next video, we're going to start on probably what is everybody's favorite subject, joints. I hope you'll join me for that one. Bye.